single day to practice consistency, to build a little community. And hopefully, with both of those together, we'll make a bunch of progress in our side splits. Whew, today, I'm coming in from a beautiful, beautiful location. And you guys get to enjoy it while we wait for people to come in. I'm going to grab some water and have a little bit of yogurt because I didn't have time to finish my breakfast. So, as you guys come in, I made a mess. As you guys come on in, I'm gonna finish my breakfast and IT support. Can you disconnect from my earbuds because I can hear myself? Thank you, thank you. I hope I'm reconnected back onto this right here. Ganowski says, Ken, I brought my parents here to stretch with me. Oh, lovely. Hello, parents. Ganowski thought I was proposing today, and she sent me a message, and I was really embarrassed because my girlfriend actually was the person to check the messages for me this morning. She was like, hey, did you know? What do you have anything special planned? And no, unfortunately, this this was actually planned more by Roxy, my girlfriend, than by me. All right. I'm gonna make some final adjustments to the camera that is running YouTube. TikTok looks really good. My YouTube phone just looks like it's slipping and tilting off to the side, and I think I'm gonna just have to give up and let it go. So let's get started with some live side splits. It was a joke. Don't worry. I was happy that you sent the message, and I was like, oh, maybe I should do something like this. So I didn't say that out loud, did I? Okay. If you're ever wondering when I say IT support, what's going on, that's just my girlfriend at the computer trying to make sure I don't mess something up like the microphones. Okay. I spilled some yogurt, so I'm going to try not to sit in it. Spilled it right in the center of the shot, and that's my fault. But, all right. It's time for some live side splits. Let's do it. Lulu, welcome back. Hello, hello. We are going to be like right here. If I take one more step back, I think I'm going to fall off the deck. So I'm going to move this a little bit further back. And then we'll be ready to get started. Sweet. Let's do it. It's time to start with some hip cars. A classic stiffness measurer right here. High knee. Open up the hip directly to the side. Try to keep that knee as high as you can. Just do your best. And then from here, with your knee as wide open as you can get it out to the side, rotate the leg. What we're trying to do is bring the ankle up and work on the rotation where your knee is as high as it can stay, but we really want to get the ankle to come on up. From here, we're going to bring the leg down and back. We're going to flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull this knee behind the standing leg's knee, and feel that stretch in the hip flexor. All right, that is one rep. From here, we're going to go right back into the high knee, open, ankle, back. Cool? I'm going to do this at a slight angle so you can see sort of what's happening from the front and sort of what's happening from the back or side. And that's it. Let's go. High knee. Open up that hip. Rotate the leg so the ankle is up, 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 up. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. If you're brand new to this, like Ganowski's parents, you might be a little bit slower trying to figure out the movement. And the slower you are, the more tiring it's going to get. So if you feel like you're struggling, that is absolutely normal. It's just your first time. All right. We're doing 10 of these total. We've done 4, 5, 6. I'm off balance. If you are off balance, I recommend finding a wall and just resting your hand out on either side, probably not on the leg, on the side where your leg is doing a lot of rotating, and just have something to give you a little bit of support. So you're not spending the whole time trying to figure out balance. You can focus all your muscles on the leg rotation. All right. Whew, I'm pretty sure that's 10, but to be honest, I forgot to count because I was distracted trying to figure out how to balance. My legs are a little bit tired. There's some walking involved to get here, but I think it was because I was doing sprints to warm up and stuff 2 days ago, and now it's hitting me. Okay. Whew. That was hip cars on the left side. Let's go ahead and get on to hip cars on the right side. If you needed a moment to just shake out the leg, go ahead and take it. Breathe and let's go. High knee. Open up the hip. Oh, I'm already off balance. My calves are sore. Okay. Open up the hip. Rotate the ankle up. Up, 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 up. Bring the leg down and back. I'm going to try to focus on one thing so I don't randomly lose balance anymore. So I'm not going to look at the camera. I'm going to randomly stare at a corner and intimidate some neighbors. Okay. 4, 5. If you're just joining in, we're doing 45 minutes of live side split stretching. This is the very beginning of the warm-up. And we're going with high knee, opening up directly to the side, rotating the leg down so the ankle is really high, bring the leg down and back, flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes. Whew. I'm pretty sure this is 7, and I'm off balance again. 8, 9, and last one, 10. Just before I lost balance. That is 10. Going forward, we're going to still do 10 more going backwards. So take a second, grab a sip of water, and we will continue. I'm going to come to check the chat real quick. Sheena has shared the live like 6 times. Thank you, Sheena. Welcome back. Lien Churi says Holy View. Yes, indeed. Holy View, because I had to skip yesterday's class in order to get here. Okay. Whew. Over on YouTube, Queen R says, sorry I'm late. You are never late. You're always here right on time. Yeah, I am traveling, so I'm currently not in the US, and that's why we still have daylight. But most of the TikTok and YouTube audience does come in from the US, and that is why you get to pretend to enjoy some outdoor sceneries for a little bit more. Okay? Brienne says hi. Hello. Okay. That was hip cars going forward. Now let's do hip cars going back. Ready? First thing we're going to do is it's all the same movements. We're just going in reverse order, right? We're going to bring the knee back behind the standing legs knee. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes. Pull that back. Feel the stretch in the hip flexor here in front. Then we're going to lift the leg directly up to the side. Try to get it as high as you can. Flex these muscles here in the hip. And I want you to try to keep that ankle really high. I want you to lift. Bring the knee down a little bit if you want. Just focus on getting that ankle really high. And then do the exact opposite. Bring the ankle all the way down. Really try to lift that knee up into the air. And then bring the leg to the front. That was a way more explanation than how much you're going to think about it when you're actually doing it. But those are the different things you can focus on to make your hip cars a little bit better. All right, let's do 10 reps of those. You don't have to go nearly as slow as I just did because I'll really tire you out. Let's go. Back, side, ankle down, knee. Back, side, ankle down, knee. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the scenery is absolutely gorgeous. How lucky am I to have such wonderful Wi-Fi? 9, even here. I'm pretty sure this is number 10. Whew. Take a moment. Pound out that hip that was just doing hip cars, lifting your leg up. Pound out the other leg that was working on balancing you. And we're gonna keep going. Let's go. Back, side, bring the ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If I start going a little bit fast at the end, my bad. Don't worry, we got lots of talking, so you can take your time to finish up. Okay, that was the hip cars. That was the first of our 3 warm-up exercises. you should be getting a little bit warmer, possibly a little bit sweaty, and or at least feeling like, oh, maybe I don't need to turn on the heating tonight. Let's go ahead and get into warm-up exercise number 2. It is called the elephant walk, and it looks a little bit like this. We're focusing on the hamstrings, and we're just trying to bring the belly button down towards our hips, or down towards the ground, but down towards the thigh is a good starting point. From here, as long as your hamstrings are tightening up, we're good. You might be in a position where you're higher off the ground, where this angle is a little bit higher, but as long as you're feeling tension building up in the hamstrings, you're doing the right thing. Cool? Whew, because everything's just part of the progress, part of the process. From here, if you've been in one position for a little bit, I want you to try again to bring your belly button down just a little bit. Your hamstrings are going to tighten up. It's going to get nice and intense. And we're just going to stay here and breathe for a little bit. When you give yourself a couple of seconds to chill, take some nice big deep breaths. The tension might not totally release, but you should be able to more gracefully relax in this position. Cool? Let's do this one more time. Try to bring the belly button down. You're going to really feel the hamstrings tighten up again. And we'll just hang out here for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I want you to bend one knee and straighten the other leg, and try your best to keep your belly button as low as it was. All right? And we're going to switch to the other side. So bend the other knee and straighten the other leg. I'm going to rotate to face you so you can see what my knees are doing. I'm going to try my best not to cover my knees with my big old head. And we're going to keep going with this knee bend, knee straightening, and bring the belly button down. If you're doing this right, you should feel the hamstrings and all sorts of like tension in the back of your leg and muscles kind of shifting in place underneath your skin. That sounds really weird and creepy and gross, but I promise that's just regular leg anatomy and muscles and how they work. Just keep on going. Bend the knee from side to side. If it starts feeling really easy, really smooth, try to bring your belly button down a little bit more and keep going. Once we do maybe 5 more seconds of these, we're going to work on some thoracic rotation, which is just back bending, back rotating. All right, 3, 2, 1. Take a nice big breath. If you need to grab a sip of water, go ahead and take it. Let's get into some thoracic rotation. That's just fancy for we're going to twist and shake. Mostly just twist. Okay, so we're going to get into that same position that we were just in. We're bending one knee. We're straightening the other leg. We're taking the opposite hand of the straightened leg. So in this case, my right leg is straight. My left hand is going to push on the outside of the right leg to help rotate that chest out to the right. And then my right arm is going to shoot up into the sky. My shoulder blades, my triceps are pulling the arm behind me, straightening it out. My fingers are working to reach behind me. And my eyes are looking at that hand. We're trying to reach behind. And you can relax. Come on back down into the ground position, I guess, the middle. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now the left leg is straight, the right leg is bent. Right hand is grabbing that left leg. Push. Chest is going to the left. Arms are going up. And look at that hand. Enjoy the rotation in the neck, because I bet you don't do very much of that anymore. But it's really useful if you are driving, you check your blind spots. I know there's a lot of technology that does that for you these days, but it's still good to take a moment to enjoy your body working, all right? Ooh, we're going to just do 5 of these total. I'm pretty sure we've already done 3. Here's number 4. And last one. 5. It's too late for this now, but in the future, as you keep on coming back to practice consistency, you work on that thoracic rotation, I want you to keep reaching and seeing if you can get just a little bit more out of that rotation every time. It's not going to happen, but I want you to aspire to it just a little bit. Okay? If it hurts, obviously don't keep on aspiring. tone it down, keep it controlled. But if you're feeling good, you're feeling like it's a good spot, keep on giving it a little bit more and see how far you can go. The upper back, pretty much this whole thing, the thoracic spine, is designed to rotate, it's designed to bend, it's designed to flex. So if you take care of it, if you train it, it will keep doing those things for hopefully a long time to come. All right. Man, I think I'm going a little slow today, but the scenery is beautiful, so enjoy that. All right, we're going to the third and final warm-up exercise. I call these a warm-up exercise because we're trying to get our blood pumping, but this is probably the most intense thing that you're going to do in the whole entire workout. The third and final warm-up exercise is called the Cossack switch, and it looks like this. We're going to open up our legs decently wide. We're going to try and drop down to one side. If you did the hip cars correctly and the elephant walks correctly, your legs should work a little bit better and give you a little bit more range of motion. I can promise you, I tried to do this right before we started the live and I was struggling. I couldn't even squat that. I was like, oh, I'm so stiff right now. But things are already feeling better. Okay. Now that we're here, I want you to focus on the following. I want you to point the knee in the direction that your toes are pointing. Right? So if I'm facing you with my toesies, I want the knee to travel in the same direction as the toes. I don't want the knee to go inwards. I don't want the knee to go outwards. Once you have that, I want you to bring your knee past your toes and try to get this deep Achilles tendon stretch and calf stretch. You'll feel pressure in the front of the ankle. You'll feel pressure in the hip. And I want you to just hang out there for a little bit. I'm exaggerating, pointing my knees out that way so that you can see what's happening. But you can change the angle, point it 15 degrees off to the right. You can treat this as a deep squat and point it directly in front of you. As long as you're getting a little bit of tension in the ankle and the hips and stretch in the calf, we are doing good. All right. This leg on the other side. While we wait for these muscles to get used to crazy positions, this leg is just chilling mostly. But one thing I want to point out is my heels are down, my toes are up, and my knees are up. This is called external rotation. And we need this for the side splits because some of the leg bone features and the hip bone features, if you don't twist them just right, they're going to smash into each other and things are going to hurt. So step number one in the side splits is rotating the toes and the knees up into the air. Whew, now that we've hung out here on this side, given this leg a chance to adjust, we're going to get back over to the same position on the other side. Again, toes, if they're pointing out this way, we want your knees to travel in the same direction. Don't bow in, don't, bow out. And feel the stretch in the Achilles, feel the stretch in the calf, feel the pressure in the front of the ankle, feel the pressure in the hip, and just try to chill. It's okay if you're trying to chill and your heel comes up because not all of us have crazy ankle mobility. That's fine, because we are trying to chill here, get your muscles to relax, and take some nice deep breaths. Enjoy the scenery. Whew. All right. While we chill, I guess it makes sense for me to talk about how we're going to move from side to side. The Cossack switch is actually about switching from side to side, and there's lots of different ways to do this. If you are less strong, you can put your hands down. You can just shift your weight from side to side like so. I'm going to adjust so I'm a little bit more center on the screen. You can pull your legs in if you need to get into an easier position for you, and then extend the other leg to make that a little bit easier on your joints. But if you are a little bit stronger and you're feeling good already in your hips, you can try to just lean from side to side without your hands down. If you want to make it more intense, you can try to stand up a little bit straighter. Put your hands out in front of you to help maintain balance and keep going. If your knees are starting to hurt, you can, instead of focusing on keeping your butt low, you can come up really high, use those quad muscles, and then come down nice and slow. As long as you end up here in the stretched out position where this leg is doing basically half a side split, then we are good. We're just trying to build up a little bit of strength, get those muscles warmed up, and you can take as much time as you need. Again, to make this easier on yourself, you can put your hands down and give yourself a lot of support. When you put your hands down, You don't have to figure out how to balance. You don't really have to figure out how to get all of your muscles to contract and work together really well and really smooth, because you got your hands to help you out. But when you start removing them, you have to kind of figure out how to balance in this position. Whew. All right. I have absolutely no idea how many of these we've done, but that is our warm-up. And with that, I think it's time to remind you that we're doing 45 minutes of live side split stretching. We do it every single day to practice consistency, to build some community, and also we hope that all these pieces together make it so that you keep on coming back, so that you keep on training, you keep on practicing. I try to bring good vibes, occasionally some good environments, and hopefully you bring yourself and the willingness to try, and together we'll make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals. So if that sounds cool, if that sounds fun, hit follow, hit subscribe, do all those cool things. We're gonna start the stretching part, and part of me telling you this is in case you're here wondering, when is the stretching going to start? We have 5 stretches total. 4 of them are going to be 30 seconds each. If it's an individual leg style stretch, then it's going to be 30 seconds for each leg. And then when we do the side splits, the final set of stretches, it's going to be 3 rounds of 30 seconds. So when we finish our first 30 seconds, don't be like, oh, yay, we're done. We got 2 more rounds. And they get a little bit more intense each time. But don't be scared. I'm going to do them right here with you. And yeah, that's it. That's the spiel. Follow, subscribe, keep coming back. We're going to keep doing this together. Let's go. The first stretch that we're going to do is the hamstring stretch. Usually, I recommend that you grab a cushion to put under your knee. The way that we're going to do it is going to look a little bit like this. We are dropping one knee down. We're pulling one leg deep into the socket, and we're folding forward, getting this really intense hamstring stretch. Cool? So, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your knee. And if that's going to feel uncomfortable for you, which it will for most people, then I recommend you go grab a cushion. If you're at home, grab a couch cushion, steal your dog's bed. I know it's in the evening. Hopefully your dog isn't ready for bed yet and it's just mildly confused. If you got to steal a kid's pillow, that's fine. They won't notice anyway. It's not like they're doing laundry. Anyways, old flip-flops, chanclas of all sorts will be perfect amount of padding. Go ahead and grab what you can, and let's get ready to continue. I'm trying to divert my positions so that I'm right above the yogurt spill, but not in the yogurt spill. I hope you're back. I probably should have checked the chat. It's been a while since I've been here, but I'm gonna do a quick scroll and we will continue right away. West Indian guy says, can you go frolic and then come back and tell us what it's like? It looks so peaceful. I can frolic at the end. Where is this beautiful place? Yeah, lovely view. I'm sure weather, good mode. Oh yeah, totally. Great weather is really helpful. But it's starting to get really, really hot, and I forgot to put on sunscreen, so I might suffer for this later. What am I listening to? Oh, on YouTube, somebody had a question. Brianne says, what are you listening to? I'm actually not listening to anything. I'm using the AirPod for the microphone in it so that one of the iPhones can get sound. The other microphone is this thing over here, and it's slightly higher quality, and it's actually what you're listening to on YouTube because this phone keeps on having finicky, weird issues, so I put it in a real mic. Tyler says, hey, okay, hamstring stretch. Let's get to it. We're going to drop down to one knee, preferably with a cushion underneath. We're going to stick the leg out that we want to stretch directly in front, and from here, I want you to almost pull the leg in towards the hip socket. I don't want you to lean all the way out like you're doing a front split. I want you to pull it all the way in because we are doing a hamstring stretch and we're focusing just on the hamstring stretch. All right? From here, I want you to focus on bringing the belly button down towards the thigh. If you can't get the angle that I'm in, that's totally okay. That's very normal. Everybody's got tight hamstrings, including myself. So just focus on bringing the belly button down to the thigh as much as you can. Your hamstrings are going to tighten up way hard. They're going to be really unhappy with you. I just want you to chill for a second. Then we're going to do a big, deep inhale. Slow exhale. On the exhale, I want you to try to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Ready? Exhale. Take some normal breaths. Do another inhale. Come on in. Slow exhale. Stretch. Oh man. If your hamstrings are getting real tight, give them a light massage, pound. Just distract them. Distract yourself from them. And we're going to start that 30-second hamstring stretch. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. As we do this, if you're feeling pain in the knee, you can give it a slight bend. That will take some pressure off the knee, and you can still get a really good hamstring stretch if you bring your chest down to the thigh first and then slowly straighten out your leg. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. If you want to do more inhales and exhales, by all means, go ahead and do it. It's probably really good for you. I just did one, and now my hamstrings are really tight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up out of that stretch. Oh. That is one hamstring stretch. We got one more to go. Got 30 more seconds on the other side. So go ahead and move that cushion and get right back into position. I forgot which leg needs to be doing what. Okay. Drop down to that knee. Stick the leg out in front of you. Pull it back into the hip socket. Fold forward. Bring the belly button down. And then take some inhales and exhales. Inhale. Exhale. One more. After a couple of breaths of normal. Inhale. Exhale. All right, when your hamstrings are as tight can be and you're ready to start, gosh, Ken, just start counting. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. You're doing this right if you're also feeling a little bit of a stretch in your calves. If you're feeling a little bit of a tingliness in your toes, in your feet. A lot of these muscles, they're not technically connected, but they're pulling on a whole bunch of tissue that is all, at some point, basically connected, at least by your skeletal structure. Keep on breathing. Nice and smooth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on up out of that hamstring stretch. It should have been really intense, but if you take a couple of deep breaths, give yourself a little bit of a leg shake, should go away and feel all sorts of normal. I'm gonna get some shoes out of the way, and then I'm gonna have to angle the camera so that we can do some butterfly stretches. Just casually ignore my yogurt, and actually no, you can enjoy me watching, having a sip of my yogurt. Actually, I don't think I'm in a shot. Whoops. Anyways, grab a sip of water. We're gonna need something to lean against. I'm gonna use this pillar of this bench. You can take a seat against the wall. If you're a regular, then you already know what we're gonna talk about. But the next thing that we're gonna do is the butterfly stretch. And the butterfly stretch looks a little bit like this. We're sitting on our butts, we're bringing our feet together, we're pulling them in, and our knees are gonna pop way up high. What we want to do is bring our knees down as low to the ground as possible and open up the groin muscles here and the adductors, which are the inner thigh muscles. And we want to strengthen the muscles that will help us do that. So we're going to contract the outer thighs, we're going to contract the glutes. But before we talk about that, I'm going to talk about this wall right here. It doesn't have to be a wall. You just have to lean against something that's really sturdy. In most people's homes, that would be a wall. The wall is going to help keep you stable. It's going to give you something to push against. So when you're in this position and you're trying to get into a deeper stretch, you're not also losing balance and like getting stuck in weird positions. All right? So get your butt to a wall and have your butt, your shoulders, your head against the wall, preferably. Obviously, I don't have all of those features. I just have right underneath my shoulder blades getting a little bit of support. But from here, we're going to pull the feet back in. You're going to notice how high the knees are, and we're going to try our best to contract the outer thighs and the glutes to pull your knees into the ground. It's going to be a little confusing at first. You've probably not used these muscles in this particular specific way ever. unless you've been coming to the live very repeatedly. And once you have tried your best, your knees seem to be going down into the ground. We're going to spend a couple of seconds here figuring out if that's really the case. It seems like it's working. Seems like we're going down. You can give yourself a little bit of a push to see if maybe these muscles are firing back against you. And I don't know how you're going to figure out to relax these muscles on the inner thighs, but you can only try your best. From here, I think we're pretty much ready to start applying some external pressure, and this is where the wall really shines. Go ahead and put your hands down into the knees. Give yourself a little bit of pressure. You'll start feeling pressure in the back of your neck, in your head, pushing against the wall. And that's the wall just making sure you're secure so that you can actually put all of your muscle power into this stretch. Go ahead and push down. Keep on contracting those muscles. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, let the hands go. If you've been really contracting those muscles in the outer thighs and the glutes for a while, your legs and your hips will start feeling kind of stiff and kind of confused, and they won't want to move. So you just move them with your arms. You can give your legs a little bit of a wiggle, you can give them a little bit of shake, and they should be more or less back to normal in a couple of seconds. All right, we're gonna shift back to the beautiful scenery. No bench. Come on back. I'm gonna get my shoes out of the way again for the 4th time. And I'm gonna rotate the tripod a little bit. And that's good. All right. I just stepped in the yoga a whole bunch of times. Feeling foolish. That's okay. Let's continue. What did we just finish? We finished the butterfly stretch. This is the second of our 5 stretches. 5 stretches. We're going to go into number 3. It is called the standing pancake. In the standing pancake, what we're doing is we're going to open up our legs decently wide. It doesn't have to be crazy. You just want to be relatively comfortable. Nothing crazy feeling just yet. We're going to fold our hips forward, and it's going to look a little bit like that. From the side, it's going to look like you're just trying to touch your toes and your legs are a little bit wider open. And that is all you need to do. This is the starting position for the pancake. The variation we're doing is called the standing pancake, and that is because when you have tight hamstrings, when you can't fold forward, you want gravity to give you as much help as possible. And when you are angled like this, gravity is pulling your upper body down and is giving its very best to bring your face into the floor. Cool? When we get into this position, I want you to know that if you stick your arms out, if you hold something and you stick your arms out, you're going to increase the intensity of this stretch by a whole ton. To help counterbalance, you can stick your butt out slightly behind you while you do that. And I want you to keep on focusing on bringing the belly button down to the ground the whole time. It's all about the belly button. That's it. If you want to make this slightly different intensity, you can grab your legs and you can pull on your legs. Try to keep your back straight while you do this. It's going to be a little bit harder because you're using your muscles to do this. And same thing, try to bring the belly button down towards the ground. All right, that's it for the quick tutorial. Let's get our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. If it's ever too intense, you can always put your hands down on the ground, give yourself a little bit of support. Don't struggle through something just because. 14, 13, 12, 11. This is intense. Remember to breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put your hands down. Walk them around. Change your hip positions. Come back into standing. And once you are able to move around and not feel the suffering from the pancake anymore, then we'll be ready to go on to stretch number 4, the figure 4 or the pigeon. I'm going to come back and check the comments real quick just to see, because I feel like I haven't been spending much time in the comments today. Um, Is this in Hawaii? No. I'm going to unfortunately have to keep you guessing where we are. Joseph says, what is this? I'm so confused. Jupiter, welcome. Yes, we're outside today. Tesla Supra, hi. Good to see you. We are definitely outside today, and that's why I missed yesterday's live, because we were getting to this place, and I could not get both done at the same time and also sleep a reasonable number of hours. Yeah, we are doing 45-ish minutes of live side split stretching, and so far we have done a whole bunch of warm-up, a whole bunch of stretching, and none of them are directly these side splits, but they're all directly related to muscles that we're going to work on when we do the side splits. So everything so far has been preparation to get into the side splits, and I think we've hung out just long enough that it's time to move on into stretch number 4. Stretch number 4 is called the figure 4, and it's because we're crossing the ankle over to the opposite knee, and it looks like the number 4. Alternatively, if you don't like the figure 4 and you prefer the pigeon because you have some yoga experience or some expertise, we can do the pigeon instead. I don't have props to do demos with, so we're just going to get into some stuff on the floor. All right. Figure 4. Yeah, okay. So, for the figure 4, we are getting on our backs. We're sticking one leg up into the air, the leg that we want to stretch. We're crossing it over to the opposite leg, and I hope I'm still in frame because I can't see anymore. It's too bright outside to see the screens. We're going to grab the knee and we're going to pull it in towards our chest. What is happening right now is we are getting a really good stretch here in the outer hip, the side glute area. And that's it. That's all we want. Nothing super complicated. Just pull the leg in towards your body. Try to keep the hips relatively low to the ground. Don't start curling into a ball necessarily. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Ready? If you want to do the pigeon instead, feel free. What we're doing figure 4 today. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. The sun is hitting my eyeballs. I can't open them, so I'm just going to have to keep them closed. 22, 21, 20. What if there's a perfect spot for my eyes? Oh, there we go. Ah, the tree's in the way. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the sun. I should have said, if this is starting to feel super gentle, starting to feel super easy, and you're just having a grand old time taking a nap on your back, then you're not pulling hard enough, okay? Don't forget we're stretching. Try to get your leg closer to your face. Feel that stretch in the outside of your bum. All right, let's go ahead and do the final stretch before the side splits. This is the last one. So if you want to lay down and take some nice deep breaths before we start, I respect that. Okay. That's it for your breaths. Let's go. Cross that leg over. Pull the whole leg in. If your knees are feeling a little bit of achiness, go ahead and grab the outside of the knee. Give it a little bit of support while you pull. You're going to notice that each of your legs have different amounts of flexibility, and they're going to perform a little bit differently. That's totally normal and totally okay. You should train to make them more even, but for now, it's totally normal. It's totally okay. Keep on pulling. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Again, if you're feeling real sleepy right now, pull harder. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Come on down, relax for a second. We're going to get into the side splits in just a second. But in the meantime, take some breaths, drink some water. The side splits are intense, so let's get prepared. Okay. 223DMR7 says, "Good evening. I'm taking it easy tonight." Lovely. It's always good to do a self assessment on how you're doing. And if you need to take it easy, take it easy. I actually did not stretch at all yesterday, which is the first time in like 4 months, probably, because I do the lives every day, right? So I don't think I've missed one in like 4 months. And I was like, it's okay to miss a day. Um, Amy H says, "It's hard when your dog wants to play." Yeah, if you steal the dog bed and then you start doing a whole bunch of stretches on the floor and your dog loves you very much, they'll think you're ready to play. So maybe that was not the best suggestion on my part. I was mostly just joking and trying to keep you guys entertained. But if you actually stole your dog's bed, kudos to you for showing love to your dog while you're pretending to stretch, because there's no way you're stretching when the dog is playing with you. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and get started with the side splits. So, I don't have a particularly great wall, so you're just gonna have to trust me on this. If we are doing side splits and you're in a deep, stretched out position, you start falling forward. It's easy enough to catch yourself with your hands, right? But if you start falling backwards, especially if you're gonna fall off a deck, that is gonna be really scary. So, I recommend you do the side splits in a place where you have a wall right behind you, and preferably 6 to 12 inches behind you, 8 to 12 inches behind you, so 1 footstep in front of the wall, so that if you start falling backwards, the wall will be right there and it'll help keep you safe. Usually I do a demo and I exaggerate and I'm doing some matrix like shuffling, and then I slam my back against the wall, but I just fall down some stairs this time. So I'm going to go ahead and ignore all those pieces of the usual show. We're going to continue into the side splits. First off, open up those legs nice and wide. It doesn't have to be uncomfortable. It doesn't have to hurt just yet. Focus on bringing the legs open to the best of your ability and fold forward. Put your hands down. Give yourself a little bit of support. And the next step, we're going to try to do something that looks a little bit like a push-up. We're not actually trying to do push-ups for the sake of doing push-ups. We're just trying to make sure that our hands are supporting a whole bunch of our body weight, and that makes it a little bit easier to move our legs. From here, we're going to do something called external leg rotation. If you've been on since the warm-up, since the beginning, this is where the heels are down, your toes are up, and your knees are pointing up. All right? This moves the thigh bone out of the way of some parts. That's going to smash the hip bones. The hips aren't going anywhere, but I guess, they're relative to each other, so all you need to do is move one or the other, and both a little bit to get the same result. Okay, moving on. From here, I want you to slowly walk your hands back towards your hips. All that pressure, all the weight that we put out in front to put it into our hands to make it easier to externally rotate, we're going to put it right back into our legs, and it's going to be a little bit of a struggle fest. That is okay. It's just your first rep. From here, we're going to do one last wiggle from side to side to see if we can loosen up that friction holding our feet back. And once we are as deep as we can get for now, let's start our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Remember to breathe. 24, don't hold your breath. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward, bring them in front of you. Give yourself a little space so that you can bring your legs in. I don't know why I struggle to pronounce words so much when I'm trying to do the first part of that portion. Oh, we still have this is the first of our 3 rounds of side splits. So take a break, breathe, take a nice rest, drink some water if you need to. We got 2 more. Before we get into the next one, we're going to do some relaxation of those leg muscles. And it's going to look a little bit like this. We just want to shake them out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you're just starting out, or if you're struggling a little bit with balance, you can keep one of your toes down on the shaking leg to just pivot on that toe. If you're not struggling with balance, or if you have something to hold on to really easily, I want you to flick. All right, like you got some water on your legs and you just need to flick off that moisture. Flick, 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 flick. As you get more familiar with the move, you can pick up the speed a little bit, pick up the intensity a little bit. This looks a little ridiculous, I know. But I promise what we just did was contract a whole bunch of muscles, get them really tight, keep you from sliding deeper into a side split position. And we held it for so long, all our muscles are going to hold a lot of tension, all right? What we're doing with the shaking is trying to relieve some tension. And if you don't really have any idea what shaking has to do with relieving tension, it's basically this. If your biceps and your arms, you just got a really crisp, intense arm workout, your arms like basically only work in one direction. It's like kind of weird, right? Like you're like, oh, I have the pump. We're just trying to reduce the pump so that you can do the exercise that we're trying to do, which is side splits. And if you do have the pump, you start feeling a little bit weird, like you're a robot, right? Like all the joints are coming together, all strange. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. And when you start shaking everything loose, there's just no way for your muscles to be stiff and doing the robot thing, right? Because you're like Jello right now. Jello and robot, they do not mix very well. Okay, bad analogies aside, let's be very intentional about this. We're doing some external and internal rotation of the hip. This doesn't have to be extreme. You don't have to go all the way in or do anything crazy at the moment. We're just trying to make sure there's a little bit of movement here at the hip. All right, if you want to make this a little bit more memorable, you can do some stanky leg, right? Or you can do some dance moves. All right, once you've done that and your hips are starting to feel normal-ish, as normal as you can post stanky leg, we're gonna do some quick joint checks. All right, we're gonna start with hip circles real quick. You don't have to do very many. We're just making sure nothing feels weird, nothing feels painful, nothing is uncomfortable. Do some high knees. Pop into a mini squat. Put some pressure on the knees, put some pressure on the ankles. If you can, come up into some calf raises. Make sure your toes and your feet are working. And if everything feels good, then we're ready for side splits number 2. If you have no idea what you just signed up for and why the scenery is so beautiful, the scenery has nothing to do with it. We do 45 minutes of live side split stretching, and we do this every single day to practice consistency, build a little community, and hopefully together we'll make a whole bunch of progress towards our side split goals. All right, so if that sounds fun, keep on coming back. Follow, subscribe, get notified, do all those cool things, and we can practice consistency together. Okay, round 2, let's go. Open up those legs nice and wide. You might notice that you can already go deeper. Thank you for taking the time to relax and chill in between. I know it's not the most fun. We live in a culture where everybody just wants to keep going and going and going, and sometimes it's the relaxation that gives you the progress that you want, okay? From here, we're putting the hands down like we're gonna do a mini push-up to put some weight into our hands, take them out of our feet, our legs. We're gonna externally rotate, which means our toes are pointing up, our knees are pointing up, our heels are down. We're gonna walk those hands back as we get into a deeper side split position. We're gonna put that weight right back into our legs, and we're basically in position. Do one last little wiggle to break the friction holding your feet back. Take a big breath, relax, and 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. We're almost done. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk those hands forward. Whew. Pull your legs in. Drop into a light kneeling position for a second if you need to. And breathe. This time, I'm gonna drink some water. Ugh. Where's my water? There's my water. Now I'm gonna start finishing some yogurt over here. I think there might be a bug, but that's okay. Okay, let's do this. It's time to shake it out. Let's go. Shake, 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 shake. Remember, if you don't know what we're doing, you can always try to flick the water off your hands and feet. Post-shower flick. Do a couple of seconds of these. Pick up the intensity. And then as you get more comfortable with it, you can just flop around. If your ankles can loosen up and they can flop up and down, great. If you can get even more relaxation and movement to get your legs to look like jello, to look like noodles, pasta freshly out of the pot, then awesome. All right, once you've done some shaking, your legs are starting to feel normal again. Ooh. We're gonna do some quick checks, but right before we do the quick checks, I almost forgot. Internal, external rotation, just do a little bit. Just get those joints doing a little bit. It doesn't have to be in crazy. You don't have to go as far in as far out as possible. Just a little bit of gentle movement, because these muscles are working real hard too. All right. If you get really good, you can start doing like a little internal, external wiggle while you shake, and it's gonna basically look like your leg's not even shaking anymore. It's gonna be like woo. Anyways, we're ready to move on. Let's do some high knees. Let's do some hip circles. Do our final joint checks before we get into round 3. Ooh. Pop into that mini squat. Put some pressure in the knees. Put some pressure in the ankles. Put some pressure into the toes. I don't know why I'm talking so fast. The second and the third side split are going to get progressively more intense, and we need to work a little bit harder on trying to relax. It sounds kind of counterintuitive that we're working hard trying to relax, but we really want the leg muscles to be chill and doing okay before we get into the third and final round of the side splits. So if you need to give yourself some light massage, pound those hips out, by all means, take the time, do it. This is the last round anyway. Okay. Whew. Side splits. Let's go. Open up those legs nice and wide. You might notice that you're already going much deeper than that first one. Amazing. Incredible. I want you to fold forward at the hips. Bring the belly button down. Put your hands down so that you can take some of that pressure out of your legs. Put them into your arms. Externally rotate the legs so that your toes are pointing up, your heels are down, and your knees are pointing up. Do a little wiggle as you walk your hands back and see if you can get deeper into that side split position. Then finally, do a last wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. So you can break the friction holding your feet back, that last little bit. From here, we're done. It's time. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Remember to breathe. If you do the nice big inhale and exhale that we had earlier when we were doing the hamstring stretch, you might find some new and nice relaxation. Inhale, slow exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, walk your hands forward, pull the legs in slowly, come back into something close to standing if you can. If you need to just kneel there for a little bit to relax, do that. It's okay. That was our third and final side split stretch. We are almost done. We gotta do a little bit more shaking, a little bit more joint checking, just to make sure that you're all good for going back to whatever you're gonna do for the rest of the day. So let's shake it out. Shake, 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 flop, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle. Remember, we're flicking off water from our limbs. You only have to do a couple of seconds, realistically. But the more you practice, the better you'll be able to get at relaxing the tension from your muscles. All right? It's just like any other skill. we're doing this very manual flicking process to try our best to force our muscles to relax, especially at the beginning. But as you get more and more skilled at doing this, getting the practice in, it'll happen faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. Okay. Once you've done some shaking, your legs are feeling normal. I want you to this time try to add a little bit of rotation at the hip. Add it in directly instead of focusing on just doing a little bit of this on the ground. You might feel like the mass in your leg just wiggling, shaking a little bit, vibrating a little bit from side to side, and that is totally normal. And once you've done a couple of those, if you haven't successfully gotten your leg to vibrate and wiggle, then add in some internal and external rotation. Do some stanky leg. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And once your hips are feeling like they got a little bit of a workout in right at the tail end, let's do our hip circles. Let them relax a little bit. Oh, high knees. Some mini squats to put some pressure on the knee, put some pressure on the ankles, come up on those toesies. And if those all felt relatively normal, pain-free, hopefully for the most part, then we are done. We are all wrapped up. And I'm gonna come over to the camera, finally look at some chat, do some Q&A, and we'll wrap up for today. I'm gonna drop the camera down so I can actually read and sit my butt down. Let's see. Ooh, there's a big old ant. Oh, hi, ant. The ant is making it very difficult for me to swipe my thumb up and solve this puzzle. There we go. Boom. All right, Pink Tea, you are very welcome. I'm going to scroll through the chat real quick just to see how much stuff I need to cover. And then I will get to stuff that I can actually answer and talk about. Rododo on YouTube says, "What a beautiful garden. So green. I just clicked because of it." Wow, I should find better scenery than a small Airbnb. This is, the excitement for the scenery is so good. Okay. I think that's mostly everything on YouTube, so let's get back to TikTok. What is happening over here? Ganowski says, "My parents did it all the way until the side splits. I am very proud." I am very proud of your parents too. I really tried to offer slightly less intense little tiny pointers here and there, just in case they needed them. But it sounds like they did a great job. So that is lovely. Black and Tan says, "I feel like konjac jelly." Ooh, very cool. Yeah. I think that if you're doing the wiggles, the relaxing at the end, I have called it ramen noodles. I've called it pasta. I have listed off various other forms of pasta that I can't remember the names of at all anymore. Just like completely mind wiped there. And konjac jelly is good. You just want to have like the I don't know what that sound effect is about. Okay. It's the final countdown. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess the final countdown has finished, so that's the end of the final countdown. Stat Seaton asks, "Are you in Hawaii?" No, I am not in Hawaii. Pink Tea, do you do live around this time almost every day? Yes. We do this live at this time pretty much every single day, and we actually went really fast. My time says it's only been 58 minutes. Usually, I do them a little bit longer, a little bit slower. I guess I must explain more or talk slower normally, but I aim to be done in under an hour. So today was a very successful day. I think it was the environment. The environment helped me talk fast. Taya asked, "How does the squat help with the splits?" The squat, the actual squat, like the one that we did at the end, was more about checking your joints to see that everything was still moving nice and smooth so that you can go back to whatever you needed to be doing and know and be confident that your legs haven't just forgotten how to work while you were stretched out suffering on the floor earlier. So that's what the squats are for. If you're talking about the Cossack switches and the Cossack squat from the very, very, very beginning when we were doing the warm-up, which for everybody who has only joined in recently looks a little bit like this, then this leg over here is basically doing a side split position, right? Like if I get into it is basically the same, right? From this side versus having the leg tucked in and having a much more comfortable position to relax in. And uh, why is this important? This is important because we want these muscles in the leg to get stronger so that you can control the position, and a lot of flexibility and mobility, like choosing to get into a position. For example, a sport that would require this is like a martial arts, right? When you kick something, you gotta lift the leg up really high. Or if you're like in circus and you're like doing something really cool with your leg, uh, then you have to be able to control and lift the leg up, right? And hold that position. I obviously held it for like a quarter of a second. Um, in those moments, they have both strength and flexibility. And those two things are actually tied deeply together in that it's much harder to move. It's much harder for normal people to get into flexible required positions without having the strength to control that position. So the brain is actively going to fight you from getting into these dangerous, scary positions that it doesn't think that you're ready for if you're not strong enough, and you can't prove that you're strong enough to get in and out of it safely. And it takes a long time for your brain to relearn that you're able to do it. So getting stronger in a flexible position is one of the big ways of improving and increasing the speed that you gain flexibility. Um, Lots of children and little girls in gymnastics or dance are very, very, very flexible. So they have like a slightly different problem. Gymnasts and dancers tend to get super flexible, or not gymnasts. Oh, like super small children gymnasts get really flexible early, and then they have to build all that strength to control the flexibility. When you have too much flexibility too early on without the strength to control it, it's actually much easier to get injured because maybe your leg just flopped open way wide in a landing and it should not have been way out there. If you don't have the control to pull that leg to where it needs to be, then you are putting yourself at risk, right? So all of the flexibility and mobility that we try to do, for the most part, has a strengthening component to it, right? In the Cossack switch, we're getting into this extended leg position, but we're also strengthening and trying to keep these muscles strong as we go from side to side. We do hip cars right at the beginning as our first warm-up exercise, and I recommend, if you've been here for the whole entire thing, to do them right now, because you'll know how different the hip cars feel from the first one that we did as our first warm-up exercise versus right now after you've warmed up and gotten your joints to get all smooth. Those all require strength, right? Your hip muscles, these tiny little muscles that you never use, are lifting your leg way up into the sky and helping to rotate, spin, lift, do all sorts of crazy things with your legs. That strength that we're building slowly, very, very slowly, is all super useful for training your body to move well. That was a really long rant about getting stronger. Pink Tea says, I will be joining on Friday and Saturday. It was nice. Lovely. Come on back. Come hang out. We are here every single day. And if I'm not here, then something weird has happened. Like I'm traveling to this place. Okay. Tyler's got smiley faces. Pink Tea, I answered that. Tyler says, this was fun, or that was fun. Lovely. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Final countdown. Konjac Jelly. Hosty is very proud of her parents. I'm going to scroll back a little bit further to see if there's anything else I need to address. Everybody loves the view. Yeah. It's beautiful out here. Alec, 400. Welcome back. It's good to see you. All right. I think that is basically all of the chat. Oh, Joseph says it is 4 a.m. in my country. I'll just take notes and do it later. That is not an unreasonable thing to do. If the timing of the live doesn't work out for you, which it probably won't if you are in Europe. If you're in like the UK, it's probably 2, 3 in the morning. So 4 would be Europe and most of Africa, I think. Then timing isn't gonna be so good. I'm trying to build out the YouTube video playlist so that we have a little bit of this vibe in a more TV friendly format, a more widescreen format. And I think I've posted one video so far. I don't think I know. I posted one video so far, and you guys can feel free to check that out. That is technically not a stretching video. That is a little mini workout video just to get the ball rolling with some slightly different content because I, mostly just do this very particular stretch show every day. And if you're interested, all of the lives are recorded on YouTube and posted to YouTube. And there's got to be like 4 months worth. I can't imagine that you need to watch more than one of them and just pick your favorite. But you can go ahead and check that out. The username is the same on all three platforms: Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's at splits on the side. And yeah, you can go ahead and check that out in the playlist folder called Live Sessions on YouTube. Joseph says, "What is this? I'm so confused." Like 2 messages before that. We were doing side splits training. Ryan says, "My husband taught me this one." Oh, lovely. I'm glad we get to recap, cover some things that some people know, and add on and build on it. Okay. I think that is it for the chat from before. I'm going to scroll back down to see if there's anything else new that happened while I was scrolling back there. It seems like most of it is just thank yous. Thank you for today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back and hanging out, practicing consistency. I hope you're feeling good. I hope your body is feeling like it's moving well. And I hope you sleep well, rest well, and have a great rest of your weekend. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. So, see you soon. Okay. One last look at YouTube. Ooh, somebody said something really good. It goes away if we don't continue practicing. I used to be very flexible until about a year ago. Yes, if you completely stop, it will definitely go away. But from what I have seen and what I have gotten to prior to this most recent sprint towards flexibility, if you do just a little bit, like 10 minutes a week, once you've got it, it's going to stay. And it's not going to disappear unless you're at like a really, 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 really and crazy range of motion. For most people, if you build the flexibility, you get strong in that position, and you do just a little bit on a weekly basis, most of it will stay. And if not, it will come back pretty fast. It's the same like when you take a break from working out, from lifting. The really big dudes will start shrinking significantly fast because they're at like the peak of their genetic capabilities, and your body doesn't want to be in that state unless you have a lot of stimulus and a lot of training. And it's gonna, recover some of those energy resources. um, but once you have built that, it's so much faster to recover it, to train back into that spot. Sure, you lost some progress, but you'll be able to get back to it faster than you built it the first time around. Okay. I'm going to keep scrolling. Keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Yeah. Valentine's World. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for engaging in the chat. Thank you for sending good vibes and being a part of the show. Don't give up. I mean, if you're over it, then go ahead and give up. But most of the time, if you're not injured, if you're just regaining a skill that you already had, it's much faster than trying to learn it for the first time. Because the muscle memory, the movement patterns that you've learned trying to learn that skill the first time will somehow be a little bit stuck with you, right? It's like if you haven't ridden a bike in a really long time, the first time you get back on, you're like, oh, balance is a little bit weird. I'm not sure how my shoulders are like shifting. My knees are kind of like doing a little strange things. But then like 10 minutes later, you'll be like, oh, okay, cool. It's just riding a bike. I'm cool. I'm good, right? Like the learning of the skill the first time takes a lot more effort than regaining the skill or refamiliarizing yourself with the skill. Cool. All right, that's it from me. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you drank lots of water, had time for snacks, because now I'm just talking. And I will see you soon. Cool. Wrapping up for today, closing everything off. See you tomorrow. Oh, actually, before we do that, We do a live side split stretching video for like 45-ish minutes every single day, and then we do Q&A afterwards. And we do this every day to practice consistency, to build community, and hopefully we can all make a whole bunch of progress towards our side splits together. I don't have the side splits. I'm working on them. And so this is as important for me as it is for you. So keep coming back. Let's practice consistency and let's do it. All right. Wrapping up. Goodbye.